I'd just like to give a bit of I think a round of applause, but also I'd like to tell you a little story, if I can, just before I hand over to Michael Avery. My mother-in-law passed away a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And, of course, there's an estate which has to be wrapped up and so on and so forth. There were some complications because she didn't live here and so on and so forth, lived up north in Zim. And with Capital Legacy, we actually employed them because there was some of the estate was here. And for 2 years, they've been working quite hard at it, not full 2 years, but there's things that have to happen in the estate, blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you, they are the most professional people that I've ever dealt with. So if you haven't got a will, or if you haven't used their services, I'd suggest you do so, because I have been nothing but really, really impressed with the team. They, give you all the feedback you need, they do all the work, they do everything. They really are good. My little personal endorsement this afternoon, because it was wrapped up sort of like today, Friday today, and I thought it was worth mentioning. They really have been very good. Capital Legacy, your number one provider of wills and estates, so it just makes sense that they also now offer life.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me right here in Solomon's Temple. I'm Solomon Izangi Shams, and it's so good to be with you. I hope you are doing very well. Thank you so much for always coming here, for commenting, for liking videos, for watching the videos, for sharing the videos. I really appreciate you. Also for subscribing. So if you haven't subscribed yet, could I please ask you to subscribe right away? Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your opportunity to subscribe right away. Thank you. Miriam is watching from Syria. She's Zambian, by the way, but she's out in Syria, and I hope and pray she's okay. Thank you, everyone who is logged in to watch. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. So I want to bring Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Well, Donald Trump, we all know him. First, he was a business guy, then he became a reality TV show guy. And some people love him, some people don't love him, right? But the fact is, he was the president of America, the 45th president of America. But now he just announced that he's trying to make a comeback so he could be the 47th president of America. So this is not a talk around politics, but just a talk around Donald Trump and Twitter. One of the biggest tools that Trump used during his campaign and his time as the US president was Twitter. He can tweet just one thing and it became global news. Just a very short sentence, boom, it goes out there. He has attacked his opponents so much, people who disagree with him and all that kind of stuff. And he has a lot of support. He had over 300 million or so people following him on Twitter. But then he made a statement around after he lost the election, how it was said that he encouraged people to go and create chaos around the offices where the parliament was at. And there was a huge commotion that really became a part of the US history right now. And because of that, he was taken off Twitter. Now, let me show you the last tweet that Trump tweeted. This is Donald Trump's last tweet. And this is a tweet that is still there. So that was when? In January 2001, the 6th of January 2001. He said, "I'm asking for everyone at the US Capitol to remain peaceful. No violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you." So this was after so much pressure for him to say something about those his supporters who felt the elections didn't go their way and they lost, but they were not happy about it. And now they went to the US Capitol building, which is where the Senate and the House of Rep and all these guys are there. So because of that, he was actually right. And we all know, okay, the last couple of months, Twitter's ownership changed hands. Now, Twitter used to belong to a lot of investors, different shareholders, but now it belongs to one person called Elon Musk. Elon is a South African-born IT guru, car manufacturer, space shuttle manufacturer, whatever you can call him. And he's also very liberal. So he came in and he said, hey, I'm going to, I feel Twitter over the years have stopped people from speaking freely, and free speech must take eminent in as much as no hate speech should be tolerated. So he conducted a poll to see what people think about bringing back Donald Trump back on Twitter. About 15 million people voted, right? And about 53% of these 15 million people actually said that Trump needs, should be brought back on Twitter. And that was how his account was now open. So he hasn't tweeted yet. He hasn't said anything. Matter of fact, he was asked if he's going to come back on Twitter to start tweeting. He said he doesn't really see the need to come back on Twitter, that he created his own social media network called Truth Social. So he felt he's okay there. Now, I don't believe that Trump would never come back to Twitter. Twitter is one of his biggest platform. I feel he would definitely come back to Twitter, especially now that he has declared that he is going to be running for the US elections soon for the presidency. So he would need that platform. What is he going to say? Is he going to continue the same way and the same sort of language, the same sort of tone when he writes? And being bold, he's bold and straightforward, but at the same time also attacking people and saying stuff that sometimes make you cringe and like, what is he actually, did he just say that? And also we know that Donald Trump was supported by a lot of Christians in the US. That was how he became president, because he stood for a lot of the so-called Christian values in the US. He was against the LGBTIQ, he was against abortion, he was against a whole lot of stuff. And obviously that resonated with a lot of Christians in the US, especially white people. Matter of fact, even in Africa, a lot of pastors were supporting him. A lot of Christians were supporting him. They felt he was like Cyrus in the Bible, who, though he wasn't like your Christian, but God still used Cyrus. So Trump was the Cyrus. I remember a meeting that I went to. It's like, no, he's like a Cyrus. I was like, guys, I don't see that in any way. So even there was prophecies of people saying Donald Trump was going to win the elections again. Trump is going to do this and he's going to do that. It just kept going over and over again. So there's a lot of Christians that are behind him. Now, how are you going to write? How are you going to say things and write things about Donald Trump going forward? Are you going to still be supportive of him from 3-4 years ago? Are you going to take a different position? Has anything changed? Because from now until 2024, or is it 2025? Donald Trump is going to be in the news because he is running for president. And chances are the Republicans are going to give him the ticket. This is a man who, there's a lot that I agree with him with, but there's also a lot that I do not agree with him with. His view about women, the way that he says things, sometimes you just know that this is not factual. He's just lying. He doesn't take responsibility for stuff. And you're going to begin to see a lot of that sort of conversation happening on Twitter. I feel he's going to be back on Twitter. He's been open. His account has been unfrozen, so he can go back today and tweet. But the bottom line is, how do we as Christians support the views of someone like that? How do we agree with him where we know we agree and disagree with him where we know we disagree? Sometimes as Christians, we tend to support somebody. When we support a pastor, we support him everything. Even when the pastor is wrong, we support him. Have you seen that before? Even when the pastor is blatantly wrong, is blatantly in sin, we support him. We don't know where to draw the line. So it means that we're not following our values, we're just following the person. And God would not want to see us in that state. Anyway, thanks so much, guys, for watching. Think about this. God bless you. I'll see you again in a bit. Shalom.